Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to the City of Sandpoint's pre-proposal conference for the design build request for proposal for the Travers Park renovations phase 1, project number 22-5200-3. My name is Cheryl Hughes. I'm the contract procurement officer for the City of Sandpoint. Thank you all for joining us both virtually and in person. So this, quickly go over the conference agenda. The purpose of this conference is for proposers. It is an introduction of the city's project team. It will highlight critical components of the RFP, and it will also obtain indicator of industry interest, namely for the benefit of the city. Please hold all questions until the end after the presentation is complete, and questions will be opened up at that time. Anyone who has a question will be asked to come to the podium and kind of face this direction. The microphone is facing the way that would be preferred for you to stand. That way, all questions can be picked up for the recording that will be posted on the solicitation page. And all questions and answers are limited to contractors, designers, and vendors, and no comments and questions from the general public, please, because again, the purpose of this conference is for proposers. So with that, we will start the conference. So the conference is being held at City Hall, City Council Chambers at 1123 Lake Street in Sandpoint, Idaho. Electronic participation is allowed with pre-registration. All participants have pre-registered to attend virtually. The city will not be hosting or participating in a site visit. Travers Park is open to the public, and proposers are welcome to visit the site at any time. Plan holders list and recording of this conference. The city will publish a list of all conference attendees, as well as a recording and the agenda on the solicitation page of the city's website, no later than 5 p.m. on Thursday, April 7th, 2022. This will be the only plan holders list provided by the city. The website is www.sandpointidaho.gov/doing-business/solicitations. Please make sure that you are visiting that page regularly to keep up on any announcements, questions, and answers that have been posted in any addenda. And please, if you have not signed in, there's a sign-in sheet for those attending in person by the door. So please ensure that you are signed in and that you do verify whether you are a prime, a sub, or a vendor, or other where it's indicated on the sign-in sheet. So any prime entity that intends to submit a proposal shall ensure that at least one company representative is present in person or electronically at this pre-proposal conference for the duration of the entire conference. While it's not required, subcontractors, consultants, suppliers, and others may also participate. Sign in again is required. Electronic participants, we are going to call on each of you, and please state your organization and if you are a prime, a sub, or a vendor. Corey Trapp. Can you please indicate your organization?
Corey Trapp, Longwell Trapp Architects. I am a sub.
Corey Trapp, can you once again name your organization and whether you are a prime, a sub, other?
Okay, Longwell Trap Architects, a sub.
Okay. Let's stand by, please. Okay, Mr. Trapp, if you can please state your organization.
Okay, Longwell Trap Architects, we are a sub.
Thank you. Alex Sandlin, can you please state your organization?
Grindline Skate Parks.
Did you say Grand Line Skate Parks?
Grindline Skate Parks.
Grand Line. Thank you. And are you a prime, a sub, or a vendor?
I believe we're going as a sub on this one.
Thank you. Mr. Daniel DiNicola.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
I am with Hardcore Skate Parks and we are a sub.
Thank you.
No problem.
Drew Welch, can you please state?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. This is Drew Welch with American Ramp Company, skate parks, bike parks, and pump tracks, and we are a sub.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Emily Meyer,
Bernardo Wells Architects, and we're a sub.
thank you very much. Julia Culp,
Bernardo Wells Architects as well, and we're a designer sub.
thank you very much. Matt, please pardon me, Fluedge.
That's Fliggy with Grindline Skate Parks Inc. Design build sub.
Thank you very much. And Rochelle Marchbanks.
Hi, Rochelle Marchbanks with California Skate Parks, and we will be a sub.
Thank you very much. Mr. Rich Wells.
Hi, Rich Wells, Geno Construction, and we're a prime contractor.
Thank you. Samantha Jordan.
Hi, this is Samantha Jordan from Emmerich Construction, and we are a prime contractor.
Thank you very much. Terry McCray.
Yes, I'm with ALSC Architects and we are a prime.
Can you repeat the name of the organization?
Yes, ALSC Architects.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you very much, all the electronic participants for providing that information. We're going to ask the same for those here in the room as well. So we will just go in order. We'll start with you, sir.
David Cooper, 7B Engineering.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you say your name again and we'll repeat it? Sorry.
Yeah, David Cooper with 7B Engineering. We're a sub.
David Cooper with 7B Engineering as a sub. You can introduce yourself.
Dan Larson, 7B Engineering.
Mr. Dan Larson, 7B Engineering.
Andrew Fisher with Rule 30 Structural.
Andrew Fisher with
Rule 30.
Rule 30
Structural Engineering.
Structural Engineering as a sub.
Steve Kirby, I'm just finished that.
Steve Kirby, member of the community.
Paul Ramore, President of the Sandpoint Tennis Association.
Thank you. Paul Ramore, President of the Sandpoint Tennis Association, community member.
Danielle Scott with Dreamland Skate Parks as a sub design builder skate park builder.
Danielle Scott with Dreamland Skate Parks as a sub design builder skate parks.
Luke Neal, Emmerich Construction, prime contractor.
Luke Neal, Emmerich Construction, prime contractor.
Rustin Hall with ALSC Architects.
Rustin Hall with ALCS Architect, ALSC Architect as a sign sub. Thank you all again for joining us. We are going to do project team introductions at this time. I am again Cheryl Hughes, the Procurement and Contracts Officer for the City of Sandpoint. My role in this project is going to be to ensure compliance with the procurement process and all requirements of the RFP are met and adhered to. I will also be facilitating the process through the contract award and execution. And then we have,
Sorry, I'm changing over the slides here. I'm Amanda Wilson. I'm the Infrastructure and Development Services Director for the City of Sandpoint. On this project, I'll be serving as the project principal, really just being a design build resource for our team and providing an escalation process.
I'm Maeve Nevins-Lauter, and I will be the project manager. Back down.
I'm Jennifer Stapleton. I'm the city administrator. My role is general operations of the city related to this specific project. I am the liaison with our project donor. We have some other donors that are interested in components of this project as well. So there may be other donors as we move along with the project. I also oversee our community outreach and public relations at the city in conjunction with our team. So Maeve and I will be working closely together with that and the selected project team on this. So there will be opportunity for public input, public to see before we go to final design of this project. So Maeve and I will be ensuring that as we move through the project. I also currently serve as the director for our Parks, Recreation, and Open Space. So Maeve is our planning and design manager. We have a recreation superintendent in Parks and Recreation, but oversight overall of Parks and Recreation falls under my responsibility.
Okay, now we get into the fun part. This is the project introduction. So I've been the point of contact on this project since I started, and I'm relatively new here. I started in September of last year, so I've only been here about 6 months. And all of the information on the project is provided in the RFP, and you can tell there's a long, rich history on this project. My task originally this fall was to begin the implementation of the Park Master Plan. And one of the concepts in the Park Master Plan is Travers Park. And it's not just Travers, it's Travers Park, Centennial, and Great Northern. And those are really three pieces of park property in that area. And so you'll see references to that in the RFP. The first phase is what we are looking at here with this RFP, and this is phase 1, and the task is to complete the design and construction of a multi-use indoor sports complex and a gateway plaza. And then also there is a related skate park expansion, which we're calling it this all-wheeled action sports park. And the idea with that terminology is to elaborate more on inclusivity of all-wheeled users. We know from community input that we've had already this fall, we've learned that there's a lot of inline skaters and scooters, of course, bikers, but more all-wheeled users, as well as people in wheelchairs. This neighborhood is accessible by a sidewalk on the south on Pine Street, and there are actually quite a few people of various abilities and disabilities in that neighborhood. So we want to look at this skate park more from the inclusivity perspective of it's not just about the skaters, it's about really anyone with wheels. And also multiple generations are using it. So we have a really strong group of skaters in the community from the original skate park when it was first built, I think about 15 years ago. And it was about 5,000 square feet originally. And now the potential build out area as identified in the RFP is about 18,000 square feet total. So we of course don't think we can do that for the budget, but we are actively fundraising with our local skateboard community, and we do imagine that we can at least accomplish phase 1. So all of that information is in the RFP. The total budget is currently at 7.8 million. We've received a substantial donation from a private family. We did do a presentation at the March 16th City Council meeting, and it is recorded, and you can go on our City Council website and you can find out the meeting minutes, and also you can watch the recording. The first half hour, I think, is predominantly Jennifer and the donor speaking, and so it's really a great way to learn more about the project. We have also, in addition, received the second donor's donation of sculptural bronze art pieces. These all go together with the story of the site that we did talk about in that presentation. And we anticipate that this gateway area would be the best fit for those sculptural pieces. They are animals, and in the rendering, you can see a really high level concept of what we visioned for the area. It's by no means, this is truly intended to be a cartoon. It's by no means the design drawing. This was just really to get the project going and work directly with the donor to make sure that we solidified an accurate donation amount, and we thought we could deliver the project with the donation. And then you can see also in that image, there is the master plan, and that document is in here as well. And we provided a link to the master plan where there's a write-up in a higher resolution graphic. And I think that's pretty much the overview.
Thank you, Maeve. Again, my name is Amanda Wilson, and one of the reasons we wanted to have a mandatory pre-proposal conference, that is pretty rare for the city. We typically make them optional. In this case, we're doing a design build project delivery, and we wanted to ensure that everyone was on the same page about those terms and really where the city was coming from in selecting this project delivery method. So for the benefit of everyone, I know we all come to the table with different experiences and terminologies. So just to get us all on the same page, in a traditional delivery approach, the city would have engaged an architect and a design firm to complete a design, coordinating with the public and getting all of that feedback, and then releasing construction bid documents for a separate contract to be issued to a contractor with a variety of subs. That results in 2 separate contracts. The city has one with a design team, and the city has one with a contractor. In this case, we're bringing all of that into a single contract. That's what we mean by design build. So the owner will have a single point of responsibility. In the presentation here, we note that as a contractor, really it's a design builder. So that's how it's referenced throughout the document. That is a little bit unique. There are potentially perceptions. It's very common that a jurisdiction might utilize this process because we're looking for best value. So we're really taking not just low bid, but trying to find the best team. That's fundamentally the purpose of this, and for everyone to be collaborating throughout the process. At times when we use best value, there can be perceptions that the city already has someone in mind that they want to use, a favorite, if you will. That absolutely is not the case. We are articulating here the reasons that we've selected design build for this particular project. And I'm just going to go ahead and read them off of the slide here. So A, it's to foster and capitalize on innovation. We don't know until we ask a broader audience what we might be missing. We don't know what we don't know, and really looking for that competition on innovation. Secondarily, contractual obligation, I would say not only forces, but provides the contractual mechanism for that project first mindset, rather than those being just partnering words. It's contractually a responsibility by all the parties. In addition, scheduling cost benefits due to early and truly integrated designs and logistics planning. We're aware that there's going to be quite a bit of overlap between the design and the procurement of materials and those sorts of things on this project. With our completion dates where they're at, it certainly requires collaboration early on. And then also assigning the risk to the party best able to manage it. That's not to be equated to the city trying to push all of the risk or liability onto another entity. It's truly for us assigning it to a design builder that's looking at everything holistically as the decisions are being made throughout the process. And then fifth, just as a general note, our experience is that it is a proven way to do business, and we, depending on the project, would say it's often a better way to do business from a risk and liability perspective for all involved. And then arguably, probably our primary reason is really having a key partner. So we want to select the best value team that is going to help this project be successful and ensure that the donor's vision, as well as the city's vision and the public's vision, are all brought together in a seamless process. With that said, the scope of services for the design builder, I can capture this entire slide by simply saying it's all inclusive. So every aspect of the design build project is intended to be the scope of the design builder. That includes management, services, labor, materials, all the traditional things you would expect from a contractor. It's also intended that a full set of stamped design drawings would be provided, as well as any permitting that's required. It's all in. All in also means being fully responsible for the quality management of the project. That is both quality control and quality assurance. The city's role is really around verification that those two things are happening. So that leads us to project performance criteria. The RFP specifically around section 3 gets into the weeds as to what are the project goals, what are the requirements, what are the standards we're following. And I think we would suggest a special attention to this section, which is 3.5, minimum performance criteria. And I am going to go ahead and read it. So within this section, it represents the city's minimum requirements. These are not prescriptive specifications as you would typically see in a traditional design and then construction project. So the project's utilization of design build delivery method is intended to support innovation, and therefore a prescriptive basis of design and technical specs have not been provided by the city. The design builder is responsible for delivering a facility that meets the minimum performance criteria, as well as the other contract provisions. To restate that, essentially we're saying this is the outcome we would like of the project. And the design builder is responsible for providing a functionally complete facility that meets those minimum requirements. For example, us saying that we would really like a restroom that's able to serve in a variety of ways. How those ways are achieved is for the design builder in the city to continue working towards that solution. But delivering is really ultimately as part of the project evolution.
Okay, with that, thank you very much. We will go over some proposal requirements. I won't read each and every one, but there needs to be 2 sealed envelopes that are submitted as outlined within the RFP. One is the technical proposal. And The technical proposal incorporates the executive summary, the project team qualifications, proposal forms, project approach, and contract management. It is very important that the page counts are adhered to. So it lists the maximum page counts for each of these areas. They do need to be adhered as to what they are stated within the RFP. The other envelope contains the price proposal. That is the envelope that is opened publicly and read. The technical proposal will not be opened and publicly read. That will be part of the evaluation process. That will be done as part of the city's review committee. The price proposal again will be read aloud at the 2 p.m. deadline on April 27th. The proposal evaluation criteria. Again, I won't go into detail on every one of these. It is within the RFP, as well as you can refer back to this presentation as well. The technical proposal will be scored. The executive summary will be scored, maximum score of 10 points. The project team qualifications will be scored maximum point 20 points. Proposal forms. The project approach, meeting project requirements. That is a maximum score of 100 points. Contract management, maximum points of 50. And then you've got your price proposal. And the pricing form with the baseline price will be a high score of 50. The conceptual lump sum breakdown will be according to proposal forms, as well as the bid bond needs to be submitted as part of the proposal forms as well. RFP and project milestones. The RFP was issued on March 22nd, 2022. Today, April 5th, 2022, we are holding the mandatory proposal meeting conference. The deadline for proposer questions is April 19th, 2022. The proposal due date is April 27th, 2022 at 2 p.m. Again, it will be a public opening held here in the city council chambers and as well as virtually online via Zoom. And that link is posted on the solicitation page of the city's website. Proposer interviews. It is the option of the city to hold interviews. It is not a guarantee that there will be interviews. I just want to make sure that that is clarified. That will occur approximately the week of May 2nd, 2022. The announcement of the apparent best value proposer notice of intent to award is estimated at May 12th, 2022. The city council award notice of award is May 18th, 2022. The estimated notice to proceed will be May 27th, 2022. Substantial completion of the project is November 1st, 2023. And final acceptance of the project is December 1, 2023. Okay, with that, we will open the floor. Excuse me, I skipped a slide. Okay, so any RFP questions and addenda, this is very important. All questions must specifically reference the sections and page numbers within the RFP documents, unless the question is general in nature. Received questions, written responses, and any addenda will be posted on the project solicitation page on the city's website. Again, I stress to please check that website on a regular basis. All questions shall only be transmitted in writing to myself, Cheryl Hughes, the Contracts and Procurement Officer. My email address as listed is chughes@rfp.gov. sandpointidaho.gov. That is very important. Only questions received in writing will be answered. Telephone questions won't be answered, or they really can't even be accepted. I mean, you're going to just receive a response that any questions have to be submitted in writing per the RFP requirement. Proposers shall refrain from contacting any other city staff, elected officials, user groups, or donors. If you have any questions, and all questions will be addressed via questions and answers document. It will be verbatim questions that will be posted, and it will be for the benefit of all potential proposers. All right, now we will open up to any questions that any of you may have. Again, the questions are limited to contractors, designers, and vendors. Questions via Zoom, electronic participants as well as attending in person. We'll go ahead and open the floor to the in-person attendees for questions. If you want to step up to the microphone if you have any questions.
Luke Neal with Emmerich Construction. Is there a current geotech report for the site? General question.
I'll go ahead and answer that question. All documents that we have related to the site are provided in the RFP with an Appendix D.
Are there any other questions from anyone within the room? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and open up any questions for those participating via Zoom. If you would like to raise your hand.
Hi, do I need to state my name and company?
Yes, please.
Great, Drew at American Ramp Company. I was specifically curious on page 11 of 32 in the RFP docs. It's listed that any major suppliers and subcontractors, that a statement of qualifications be made for them, but only if it's 25% or more of the work. I know that technically speaking, the skate park budget portion wouldn't meet that 25% or more thresholds. However, it is seemed that that's a major portion of the project and emphasis. Are there any qualifications required for designer or builder who would be involved with the skate park, pump track, or any bike skills things?
Thank you, Drew. I appreciate the question. This is Amanda. Section E on page 11, you stated the requirement accurately, which is that 25% or more. That is considered a minimum. It does not preclude a proposer from providing additional statements of qualifications for anyone that they determine necessary.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Does anyone attending online have any questions? Again, if you do, you can raise your hand. Okay, seeing none, that concludes the pre-proposal conference for the Travers Park Renovations Phase 1, project number 22-5200-3. We very much appreciate your attendance via virtually or on site here in council chambers. And thank you very much.